reached at Bonna, BONNA, at visit, musiccity.com. We will proceed with our roll call. We have Howard Cottrell. Hank Lachlan will not be here today. Lisa LeClaire.
Present.
Quan Taylor, or Q Taylor. Here. Myself, Sherry Franklin, Brittany Chandler.
Present.
Mark Hayes.
Present.
Neely Glenn.
Present.
And we do have a vacant position. And we have two representatives, one from Metro Legal, Courtney Mohan, and Jennifer Sagan. Thank you. We do have the public comment period, and I will ask Courtney Mohan to please review that with the board.
So this year, the Tennessee legislature enacted a law that stated that all boards and commissions need to have a public comment period during their meetings that would give the public time to come and address the board and commission on items on the agenda. So that's what we have on the agenda now. To make it easier for people to sign up, we just will do a written sign-up sheet before the meetings. If at some point it becomes an issue where we start having a lot of people coming and wanting to give comment, the commission can look at putting in time constraints. Some boards and commissions have done 2 minutes for up to 10 people to comment. So if we get to that point, we can look at adding in some constraints. But for now, we have it as an open-ended. Obviously, if someone were to come and give comment and it goes on extensively, the chair would be able to, stop so that we don't have an hour-long comment. But for now, we'll just have the comment period with the sign-up at the beginning of the meetings.
Thank you so much. Next, we will have the approval of our May 11th meeting. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the minutes?
I just have one note. I'm 90% sure I was present at there.
Okay.
I don't see myself noted.
Okay.
But
We'll make that correction.
95% sure.
95%. Okay. Any other corrections? If I could have a motion to approve the minutes with the correction of Mark Hayes being in attendance at the May 11th, 2023 meeting.
I move that we approve the minutes from the May 11th meeting.
And I'll second.
It has been moved and properly second for the approval of the May 11th meeting with the correction of Mark Hayes being present. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? The minutes will stand approved. We will now have our financial report by Jeff Medford.
Thank you. Through the month of October, which is 33% of the way through our fiscal year, the financial performance of the city and the CVC has been very positive. At this time, Metro has only reported on the hotel tax collections received through August, but year-to-date for those 2 months, the actual hotel occupancy taxes collected by the city totaled just over $28 million. Of this total, the amount that's dedicated by law to tourism promotion is just over $8 million, 2% of the tax. This amount exceeds the total collected from the prior year for that 2-month period by about 15%. So it's still a very strong number, still on the growth curve. As is reflected on the financial summary, the total that has been billed to Metro under our contract for this fiscal year through October, $9,553,000. As the contract is a reimbursement-based contract, this total represents only the amount required to cover our actual expenses. The tax receipts themselves go directly to the city. Expenses for the year thus far are tracking very much in line with budget expectations. At the 30,000-foot level, you can see on the report that we're 1/3 of the way through the year, and we've utilized about 24% of our budgeted funding. So we're well under, there's no cause for concern in that area. Overall, our expenses for the 4 months have totaled $12,789,000, with the proportional share of this amount tracking very much with the budget allocation, with 28% being in our direct sales efforts, 60% being used in general marketing activities, 12% in public affairs and administration. So you can see that's very much in line with plan. We've completed 2 of our major events for the year, our July 4th celebration and the hosting of the SEC Media Days back in July, with overall expenses for these activities coming in under budget. And there are no budget exceptions to report at this time. So in summary, just from a financial perspective, the year is progressing very well and in line with expectations. The field work for our annual audit from last year has been completed, and we will provide a copy of this to the city once the report has been received. Does anybody have any questions?
There are no questions. We'll move next to our CDC staff report, beginning with our president's report.
Thank you, Jerry. Which one do I have? This one. Good morning, everyone. We are in the final stages of planning New Year's Eve for this year. It is once again going to be on CBS for 5 hours, and it's a special, just to clarify, just on Nashville. They don't go to other destinations other than New York just for the midnight hour up there. Our headliners this year are Thomas Rhett, Lainey Wilson, and Leonard Skinnard. It's the 15th year for New Year's Eve and our 7th year at Bicentennial State Park. We've signed a 2-year contract, so we will be there again next year. And one thing that we are doing with our events, we have always had a charitable partner, and we are stepping up our efforts. This year we are partnering with the HERO program, which is the Homeless Education Resource Office. If you aren't familiar with it, they supply the food pantries, the uniform pantry or uniform closet, coat closet for metro schools. We found out there are about 4,000 homeless or children experiencing homelessness in the metro schools, so we wanted to do something to help that program. We have partnered or brought in our partners for the sponsors, actually, of New Year's Eve: Dr. Pepper, Craven Flavor, Carl Black Chevrolet, Coca-Cola Consolidated. And they are helping us with when metro schools let out for the holidays, they clear out the food pantry for that month, and they send all the food home with the students. We wanted to restock that for the month of January. So we are restocking the food pantry for the entire month. And then our partners, our sponsors of New Year's Eve, we've asked them to step up and make financial donations. And they are going to supply gift cards, like gas cards, so that the students can get back and forth, which is really sad. But that will last them throughout the school year. So they've been really, really great partners to step up, and we're really proud of that. And then we will give $1 of all of our T-shirt sales at the event to the program. And we've also gotten our staff to bring in items that we need to donate that they need for their closets, like coats, uniforms, underwear, new underwear. And we are also going to do some volunteer hours after New Year. So that's that program. And then we are also beefing up our sustainability efforts. So every year with our events, we recycle cardboard, aluminum, plastic, the solid grease water, and composting. We added last year. We're partnering with SMART. It's art supplies to upcycle signage. So we're taking all of our old signs, after the event and giving to SMART so the students can use the supplies there. And then we also partner with Care Kitchen. So all the catered food for the events that goes unused, we give to Care Kitchen. They come at the end of the night and get that food and take it to the shelters. So that's a couple of programs we do for New Year's Eve. So look for it on CBS if you don't come to the event. The next item I want to tell you about is ABA. Nashville's hosting the American Bus Association Marketplace. That's January 12th through 16th. It's the 7th time it's been in Nashville. The last time was in 2014. It's approximately 3,000 motor coach travel and tour representatives as tour operators that come in, and every destination sells to them to bring their bus tours back to their city. So, of course, we are selling Nashville. Last time it resulted in $2.5 million in direct spending. They select a local charity for their marketplace. And this year, we proposed 4 different charities, and the board chose the Strings of Hope, and that's going to be their partner this year. They will sell their merchandise on the floor, and 100% will go back to the charity. They're also going to be around town, 9 sightseeing tours showcasing the city that our team will be leading, and opening night will be at Assembly Food Hall, and then we'll do a special Grand Ole Opry show at the Ryman Auditorium. And we will have about 200 volunteers from the hospitality community helping with this event. It'll be a good way to show off the city.
Yes.
We're working on those volunteers.
Yeah, we need those volunteers. We need those volunteers. And the last thing that I wanted to touch on is, excuse me, Walk of Fame. On October 4th, we had a Walk of Fame ceremony. We inducted Joe Galante. He was president and CEO of record label here for years. Many people know him in the music industry. He broke several artists, like Vince Gill was one. I mean, a lot of people that he's worked with. He was great. Dwayne Eddy and Steve Wariner inducted him. He presented his star. Don McLean and Connie Valens presented his star, and Darius Rucker and Ric Flair presented his star. It was quite the ceremony, and we are planning another one for spring of 2024.
Awesome. That's it. All righty. So Ms. Heather will provide us with some marketing updates.
Thank you. Good morning. Just a quick look back at October. We, as part of our efforts to boost international travel and fill up the British Airways flight, we attended Brand USA's Travel Week in London and conducted more than 70 meetings with journalists and tourism clients from Europe. And Dina also had a chance to meet with 4 different airline network reps to pitch direct service to Nashville from European destinations, which is always great. We hosted a client and media event while we were there and had more than 100 people attend. And for the month of October in London, we wrapped 25 London cabs in Music City branding. So that was a lot of fun to see on the streets of London. On the advertising front, we are in the midst of our fall and winter advertising campaign, which includes a lot of lower funnel booking to travel sites like Expedia and Kayak, TripAdvisor, and others, with a combined total of 35 million impressions. And we are also running a domestic content pieces that are geared toward a higher household income through departures.com with 6.2 million impressions and L.com with 2.7 million impressions. The domestic content pieces really give us a chance to tell a story about Nashville. Our digital holiday campaign is currently running to promote our holiday offerings like Cheekwood Lights, Gaylord, Zoolumination, and more. That campaign will have about 8 million impressions. And of course, to promote New Year's Eve, we're working with USA Today and the New York Times to promote both the event and tune in to the CBS special. These partnerships will have a reach of more than 8.7 million impressions. We are currently running a digital campaign in the UK that has a reach of 8 million impressions. On the public relations front, from July through October, we have hosted 51 journalists, and visits that are currently on the books between now and March is another 43 journalists. To date, our PR efforts have resulted in more than 1.5 billion impressions from 628 stories.
Oh, I've been busy.
Thank you.
I saw that NBC special is going to air soon.
CNBC.
CNBC. Thank you,
CNBC,
thank you.
yes.
Yeah, I know you guys worked really hard on that. So.
We did. A lot of people in the city did. They interviewed a lot of people.
Yeah.
When is it airing?
December
December
6th, I
6th.
think.
It's in parts, so that's the first part.
Okay.
What is
We're
it?
the first city they're showcasing.
Cool.
December 6th. At 9.
I'll check. my
Okay.
calendar. Sure.
All righty. Convention tourism sales.
Good morning. Pleased to report that the NCVC sales team exceeded all of their fiscal goals for 22-23, which represented over 1.8 million room nights booked in the city, which is very exciting. Quarter 1, 23-24, we exceeded our goals as well and are on track to exceed our goals for second quarter of this fiscal year. This is a heavy close quarter for the hotel community as their fiscal year ends December 31st, so we're doing all we can to support their efforts. We attended IMEX with 10 member partners October 17th through the 18th at the Aria Resort in Las Vegas. At the event, we met with over 500 meetings market customers and hosted 247 appointments. The show resulted in 60 immediate leads for the meetings market, representing over 70,000 room nights. And we also identified more than 114 additional lead prospects, representing over 174,000 room nights. So our team will follow up with those folks over the coming months to make sure that those convert to leads and eventually bookings. During IMEX, we collaborated with participating hotels to offer a short-term incentive for the meetings greater than 75 peak, which could actualize by the end of 2024, which will help fill up our hotels with some much-needed short-term business. In addition, last week we hosted 14 members of our Customer Advisory Council. They toured new venues and also participated as part of a behind-the-scenes tour of CMA Awards, which they really enjoyed. And then immediately following that event on November 7th through the 8th, we hosted 13 additional clients for the CMA Awards, all of which are considering booking Nashville as a destination for a future citywide convention. I'd be happy to answer any questions, but we've been very, very busy on the sales team. Lots of interest.
Is IMEX probably one of you all's better events that you all attend?
Yes, on the meeting side, it's definitely the top producing event for us. And we have really increased our presence there by taking 10 members with us. So in addition to 3 of our staff being on site taking appointments, we also engage the members who take appointments as well. So, and they help to offset the expense. It's an expensive booth, but obviously the ROI is worth it.
60 leads is, and it's really what, 2.5 days?
Yes.
Yeah.
So straight appointments.
Straight appointments from 9 until 5.
Good networking.
I attended it, so I will.
A different kind of exhaustion. It is.
Still tired.
And everybody's excited to see you. IMEX had record-breaking attendance this year, so took advantage of that.
I was in attendance, so I will compliment you all's booth. It was a very
It's a beautiful booth.
beautiful booth. It was very impressive because you could see it from the very end of when you walked into the hallway. So good job on the booth. So, Marie, congratulations on your award on last week. Probably
Thank
busting
you.
your bubble, but
Thank you. Am I on? Yes. Good morning, everyone. I just want to mention on the multicultural sales side, 2 upcoming events. Nashville will be welcoming the National Black Caucus of State Legislators. You may remember when we hosted the local elected officials in 2022, but the week after Thanksgiving, Representative Love and Senator Akbari out of Memphis and their teams will be hosting this organization of senators and representatives from across the country here in Nashville. This organization was actually founded in Nashville in 1977, so attendees are really, really excited to return to our city. Of course, it's a lot different, but they've been talking about it, and we're hoping for great attendance records there. And then also, we will be attending the National Coalition of Black Meeting Planners annual conference. We have been members of this organization for decades, literally. And this organization is responsible for the majority, I would say, of the larger African-American meetings and conventions that come to town. This year is their 40th anniversary, so we're really excited to join them in celebration and connecting back with clients again. So that's all I have for today.
Where's that event?
That event is in Atlanta. Yes.
And tell us more about the award.
you open that door. I know.
This is truly a CVC and really hospitality industry and community award. Cable, which you may know is a premier organization that was birthed out of the YWCA of Middle Tennessee of professional women, business leaders in the community, and they awarded the Nashville Convention and Visitors Corporation with the Power of Inclusion Award for the work that we've been doing along with you all and our partners in the hospitality industry and just being a welcoming and inclusive destination So it's really a great honor for us.
What makes it even better is we were in the corporate category, and we were up against Nashville Electric, Assurion, who else was it? Dollar
Yeah.
General, and there was one other one, so it was
That's
good.
awesome.
We
Good
worked on it.
company.
Yeah. That is awesome. So again, congratulations to you all very much. So tell me a little bit more. State legislatures, they're here beginning Monday or Tuesday?
So the conference actually starts on Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah, some of them will be arriving on Monday, and it runs through Friday. So the 28th to the 30th, the first. Yes.
All right, Bruce. Oh, where did Bruce go?
Your favorite part.
My favorite
I'm
part.
here, I'm tucked in the corner. Good morning, everybody. Today I'll review with you year-to-date hotel performance metrics in Davidson County, also review the current new hotel supply, and walk you through a 90-day outlook how occupancy in hotels are pacing throughout Nashville. If you look on this slide from the bottom up, across all of Nashville, the MSA, which includes Franklin, Murfreesboro, all the surrounding counties around Nashville City, there's 495 hotels currently in operation that have a room inventory of 57,000 rooms. If you zoom in just on Davidson County, which is the footprint of Nashville Metro, that's 274 hotels with now a little over 39,000 rooms. Our daily room supply has only grown in the last year by about 1% if you look back to fall of 22. The central business district, downtown, the core, about a half mile around Music City Center, there's now 61 properties with about 12,869 rooms currently in operation. On the horizon, new rooms. So in construction right now, there's 18 construction sites throughout the county. That would bring in another 2,700 hotel rooms currently under construction. If you look at the entire, what they call the hotel pipeline, the development pipeline, these rooms in construction, as well as various stages of planning to be in construction, there's 72 properties. That represents 11,000 rooms potentially that could come online in the future. So the next slide highlights the first 10 months of this year in Davidson County, January through October. The number of rooms sold is up 5% versus same time last year. The average daily rate of rooms is about $209, which is 6% higher than it was in 2022 at the same time period. Hotel occupancy is up about 2% at 71.5%, and the room supply increase in this 10-month period has been about 3%. Room revenue is now at $1.8 billion. That's up a sizable 11% from same time last year. And the bar chart here is kind of our heartbeat of daily rooms, the blue line this year versus the gold line of last year.
No more comparison to 19, huh?
I have it if you need it.
No.
But last year was very good, and so is this year. We're kind of hitting a nice plateau and good cruising altitude. So far, our busiest month of the year has been October. Leisure is still strong in this time. Favorable weather, really popular month for meetings and conventions. We had a fantastic October this year, coming close to our records that we experienced in October 2022. Preliminary reporting from STR indicates the county hotels sold close to 930,000 rooms, which is only down about 1% versus same time last year in October of last year. In the history of the city, we've only exceeded 900,000 rooms 3 times. So our best month last October, this month, and then March of 23, we also exceeded 900,000 rooms. Looking closer at October 2023, the numbers for our transient room demand, so that's typically leisure overnight guests, was down about 1.5% the same time last year. But our group demand, so STR looks at groups of 10 peak or higher to be group, and that's held steady. So we're pretty even versus October 22. So really good numbers there. Hotel occupancy came in at 76.8% this October. $227 was the average daily rate. And this bar chart is indicating the daily rates. So the rates peaked in October 14th at $289. That was a Saturday, the 14th. Occupancy on that Saturday was 91%.
Was it a concert or a football game?
I looked into that. I think it was just the prime season for travel in the month. There was a convention, a healthcare convention that was starting to move in at that time over that weekend. So hopefully some of those attendees came in the weekend to have some leisure travel. Room revenue rose about 1.3% versus last year to total $211 million. These numbers are finalized, but it appears preliminarily October we had the highest in room revenue for a single month. And here again, we've only broken the barrier of 200 million 3 times. So last month, last October, and can anyone guess the other month?
March.
Wrong.
What?
May. Why May?
Oh my gosh, I can't.
Oh,
yeah.
Taylor.
Is it Taylor?
Yes.
Taylor.
Rates were up a little high
I know, I forgot about Taylor.
the 3 nights that she performed at Nissan Stadium. So that was our
So
other
October and May.
in May. But really positive numbers moving forward. So let's move on. Let's see. So this chart is looking at what they call the forward report. So 90 days out, how are we pacing? We have about 78 hotels throughout the MSA that report how much they have on the books 90 days. How occupied are they? So this time period is November 6th through February 3rd. We're occupied about 27.3%, slightly higher than same time last year, looking 90 days out, almost a percentage higher than we were back at this time last year. So if you isolate just on the weekdays, we're at 26% occupied, which is better than 24% last year. Weekends, 3 months out, are slightly down by about 2%. So same time last year, they're about 33%. So with that, to wrap up the research report, we're really excited for 2024. There's a lot of optimism to have continued strong hotel performance. We're seeing, what was evident in 22, 23, kind of normal seasonal travel patterns are returning, which is very helpful to kind of predict the need dates that we can market to. There's upside in 24 when I look at group travel, international visitation should still be growing. The recent surveys show that consumers are still prioritizing travel. So if you look at the surveys, they are concerned about their financial situation. A lot of that, what is affecting everything in the economy, is what has been high inflation and the residual high prices. But they still have a high priority to continue to travel. There is evidence that in next week there's going to be high record travel for airports and people driving to their holiday destinations. So if favorable economic and travel conditions continue, Tourism Economics estimates that Nashville will have about 16.2 million visitors in 2024. And with these projections, that would be 800,000 visitors additional than this year. So we are still growing. Thanks for your time.
Good info. One question, there's a report, or it used to be a report that showed city ranking. Do you all still receive that report?
Yes, we have a top 25 report,
Yes.
so that would be the Nashville MSA. I have that data. And we sometimes go up in the top 10, depending on the week, if you look at the top 25 with seasonal trends.
I have a question too, I'm so sorry. What is the status of business travel? We've talked about leisure, we've talked about group. What about business travel? Is it anywhere back where, is there any statistic on that?
It's hard to track.
Yeah,
It
always has
historically,
been. right?
we refer back to the hotel community a lot. It's, we would love to have the ability to track it. But we do track just corporate market in general. I mean, it usually follows a path. If they're requesting availability for meetings, then their business travel is strong. But I would look to the hotel community if you'd like to weigh in.
What we see, we're still seeing the business traveler. Tuesday, Wednesday. Tuesday is the high day. They tend to go home on Thursday. We have a few stragglers on Monday, but Tuesday is our highest peak day for that business traveler. But they're leaving on on Friday, on
Okay.
Thursday,
Okay.
based on our club lounge activity.
Do you see much business travel?
I mean, it's returned, but not to like 2019 levels by any means.
Yeah.
They're not going to the office, so they're not going,
They're not
they're not traveling either.
Yeah, I think it's a mixed bag. I mean, we still see the Deloitte, the KPMG, the Ernst & Young. There are a few new companies that we're seeing that's asking for pricing for their upcoming travel year.
We have, I will say, we do a quarterly get together for several members of the corporate meetings market on a quarterly basis to get out and explore the local hotel community. And they are saying things are coming back, but it has been a strange quarter, I think, too. Brittany, I know you've seen some corporate travel as far as meetings.
Yeah, meeting side, right? That the corporate is coming back, and that's what our business model is going more after, right? Changing our mix of our market and focusing on that. And with the companies moving to Nashville, you're just seeing those of the Amazons and stuff and the Deloittes that are coming in looking for that corporate travel market, but
Which is at least a little bit of a bright spot.
a little bit.
On that front.
That's what I was going to add too. Like we're seeing a lot of Amazon and Oracle in conjunction with not necessarily those companies, but other
Yep.
tech companies, and we're seeing international travelers on those BT segments.
All right, in accordance, so we did not have a quorum in September, but in accordance with our policies and procedures, we do elect officers in September. So we moved it to November to go ahead and get our officers set schedule for next year. So we will first start with nomination and election of the chair, and then we'll go to the vice chair. So the floor is now open for any nominations for the chair.
I'd like to nominate Miss Sherry Franklin to be our chair. She's been doing a fabulous job, and now she knows the ropes too.
I second that nomination.
It's been moved and properly second for Sherry Franklin. I do accept the nomination to serve as chair from November until September of 2024.
Not beyond that. Well, we can't make that decision till.
Difficult.
So, are we ready to vote?
Yes.
All those in favor of Sherry Franklin as chair for the 2023-24 term, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Well, we will move forward with Sherry Franklin as the tourism chair for next year. The next will be our vice chair selection. And can I nominate? I'll nominate Miss Lisa LeClaire as vice chair for the next year.
I'll second that nomination.
It has been moved and properly second for Lisa LeClaire to serve as vice chair for the 23-24 term. Any questions? All those in favor, say aye.
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 All right, well, we have officers for next year, so thank you all. We appreciate that vote of confidence.
Indeed.
You'll have to congratulate Sherry.
I know. Congratulations, Sherry.
I'll send her a note.
I'm going to send her a note as well. So for next year, recommending that we meet once a quarter, and I put some dates in just to kind of keep us steady in case we had to miss a month. We would always have a buffer from a quarterly perspective. Recommending we continue with the second Thursday of each month at 8:30, and the first would be February 8th, May 9th, September 12th, and depending on where CMA's awards are, recommending that we go with November 14th until we know the dates for CMA awards. Everybody in agreement with that? Okay. Then I will submit those dates over to Metro to go on the calendar. So our next meeting will be February 8th. And then are there any announcements or any other business?
Question about the September date, and it may not impact us based on location, but when is the Indy race downtown?
Weekend.
That's
of
good,
the
yeah. I think,
25th, I believe.
Okay,
24th.
is that what it is?
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit later in the month.
It's right after Americana. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay. All righty. We don't have any other business. Wishing everyone with happy Turkey Day, and then have a question.
Sorry, I think we need to do a motion for the financial report.
We
did
do?
not do that.
Okay.
Sorry.
All righty. Could I have a motion for the approval of the financial report? And that was July through October.
So move.
All right. Second. It's been moved and properly second to approve the financial report of July through October. Are there any questions? Are we ready to vote? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? No opposed? The financial report will stand approved. Thank you, Angel. All righty. Well, I will officially adjourn the meeting at 9:09, but everyone please have safe and happy holidays.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sherry.
Have a good
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.